I am not in the frame at all, okay. I'm a sophomore now. The first thing I'm gonna do as a sophomore is take off these shoes. I only had to go to school for like 3 hours today to take my last 2 finals, and we got out like at 11:15, and my feet are absolutely killing me. I don't know why I thought it would be fun to wear wedges. Like, they were hecka cute, and I felt like a fucking boss-ass bitch as I walked down the hallway. My feet do not feel like boss-ass bitches. They feel like broke-ass bitches because they broke as fuck. I told myself I wasn't gonna cuss as much in my videos anymore, and then, well, that just happened. I'm on summer break now. I am officially a sophomore. I just finished my freshman year of high school, and holy fuck, this year was crazy. That's the only word I have to describe it. It still hasn't fully sunk in that I'm a sophomore now and I just finished an entire year of my life. I might go cry after this, not because I'm sad that school's over. Like, fuck, I'm so done with all the classes I was taking, except for English. English was fun. I loved English. All my other classes can go choke. When I explain freshman year to people and what my experience was, I describe it as the best and worst year of my life. Because a lot of really horrible things happened. Not really necessarily things that happened, just the mindset I had and what I was going through, like, mentally through all of freshman year until like the past month, 2 weeks, it was really bad. And I've kind of made videos talking about that on my channel, so if you're interested in learning more about that, I have a whole playlist on my channel now called like My Story. So this morning when I was journaling, as I just started a new journal, I don't know if I mentioned this on my channel before, but I really love to journal and I really love to write. So I've been writing in this one for like a week now. I made a list this morning of the things that I learned this year because I learned a lot. I think this is the year that I kind of really fell into my personality. This year I kind of found who I am. The first lesson I learned is that forgiveness is a really, really hard thing. But staying bitter is even harder than that. It's a lot easier to just get over things and be happy than to keep dwelling on them forever. A lot of people have hurt me in my past, like my dad and past friends. Forgiving people is really hard. You're gonna wanna keep being bitter and petty and not forgive them and continue to be a little bitch. But eventually you're gonna realize that it takes a lot more energy to be petty than it does to be nice. I had a big role in a play at the beginning of the school year, and I didn't think that I was good enough, and I thought that everybody else didn't think I was good enough for the role, and I didn't know how I got it. And then my best friend, who also I ended up dating later on in the year, I'm still dating him now, spoiler alert if you didn't see that. Yeah, everybody has been shipping us for years, and I finally like stopped being a little petty bitch and I admitted that I liked him. That's a whole different story in itself, but yeah. If everyone thinks that you're not good enough, or you think they don't, or you think they think you're not good enough, prove them wrong. I was talking to him one day and I said, I just really think that everybody hates me and they don't think I'm good enough, and then he said, prove them wrong. Just because somebody doesn't think you're good at something doesn't mean you should stop doing it. If anything, you should keep doing it even more so you can prove them wrong and be like, ha bitch, I'm actually good at this and I'm actually a boss at this, and you just didn't know because you're over there being a little negative Nancy in your corner. Sorry to anybody named Nancy. I'm not trying to target you. I love Nancy's. Nancy Wheeler is my favorite. Sometimes the seemingly impossible will come true. Like I said, I got a really big role as a freshman, and I didn't think that I would. I thought the best I would probably get would be a tech position if I was lucky, or like an ensemble role if I was a little bit luckier, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get a lead role, like a big role, and then I did, so that was a thing that happened. I never thought that my past crush, now boyfriend, would like me back, and I was just like, it's not gonna happen. I kind of had the mentality of, it's never gonna happen, okay, it's fine, I can keep going, I just won't date anybody in high school because I'm just gonna compare them to him. It'll be fine, I'll survive. There's nothing I can do about it. And then he ended up telling me that he liked me, and I was like, oh. I wasn't expecting that. Depression is really hard, but you can strike it harder. I'm definitely not fully over my depression. I'm still definitely in that like recovery period. Past couple weeks, I've been a lot happier, which later on I wrote in my journal on my list, like, happiness is a choice. You can choose whether to dwell on something or to not dwell on something. A couple weeks ago, I was having a really bad panic attack, and I cried so hard that I burst blood vessels on my chest, and those little marks were on there for like a week. A few people noticed them. Some of my friends asked about it, and I just told them the truth, what happened, but nobody else really pointed it out. I covered it with makeup for the first few days, and then after that I was like, whatever, I don't care at this point. They're gone now, if you're like looking at my chest and my neck, please don't look at my chest. I've had the same raw size since like 6th grade. Let's not talk about it. And later on that night, I started crying again, and I was like, I'm so tired of having panic attacks all the time and worrying about things that are really trivial and stupid, and I just kind of stopped, which I know is probably really not helpful to anybody who has really bad anxiety as well. I just told myself, no, I'm tired of it. F this. I'm done having panic attacks every other day and crying all the time. This is exhausting. I'm done. And I've only had like one mini, not really a panic attack, but I cried. I've only cried once since. I just keep telling myself, if it's not gonna be relevant in 5 years or 5 months or 5 days or 5 hours, then there's no point in worrying about it. There's this one quote I saw on Pinterest or Tumblr a few weeks ago that was like, don't look back to the past, you're not going that way, which is really cheesy, but like it's true. When I was having a panic attack, at some point I started thinking about like all the people who had hurt me in the past, and usually reflecting the past is a good thing, but there's always an extent to that. It's okay to reflect on the past, but there comes a point to where things that happened like 2, 3 plus years ago are still making you cry to where you break out like into whatever it is that happened to me. That's when you know you have a problem. If it's keeping you from like living your life and being happy, then you need to stop. And of course that's a lot easier said than done, but you have to find a way to stop, whether it's by getting help or talking about it or doing whatever you need to do. You have to change something to get better. I'm in a really weird mood right now. I think I'm dehydrated. So this year, I went vegan, so that's a whole different subject on its own. I went vegetarian like 3 months ago, and then I went vegan 2 months ago, and yeah, we'll see how long this lasts. I hope it lasts forever. I hope this video helped you. Really didn't have anything to do with high school. I just shared some of my life lessons and things that should hopefully help you. Hopefully you got something out of this. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. I've already been home for like 15 minutes now, and I'm hungry and I'm dehydrated, so I'm gonna go.